Speaker.
Matt Ducey.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Can I first say thank you to you and your office for all your support this year. And I must say, as being part of the new intake for class of 2014, I think it's been a fantastic year. We've survived the year well, despite of what Trans-Tasman has said. And I think, Mr Speaker, when I look back at question time today, there was a few examples where individual members brought their views and the questions of New Zealanders into the House. And I wanted to continue this theme. And I want to bring in the views of Auntie Helen from Mount Albert, who's given us the gift for Christmas that keeps on giving. Not being in TPP, she says, was unthinkable for New Zealand as an export-oriented small trading nation. And of course, New Zealand has to be in on the action with the TPP and go for the best deal it can. I'd just like to thank Auntie Helen from Mount Albert for those comments. From the gift at Christmas time, Christmas is a time of giving. It's also a time of reflection, Mr Speaker, a time to pause and think about what's gone well, what's gone less well, how can we improve. But I would like to take this opportunity to thank members from all sides of the House who extended their well wishes when I had the arrival of my son, James Thomas, in the last few weeks. So on behalf of myself and my wife, Victoria, I'd like to thank members from all sides of the House for those well wishes. And yes, James already has more hair than I do. And it would be fair to say that over the recess period, it'll be less dirty politics and probably more dirty nappies. Can I also say a big thank you, Mr Speaker, for the honour and the privilege of representing the people of Waimakariri. The very hard-working people of Waimakariri who've been through a tough time since the earthquakes, but we've had a fantastic year in 2015, a year of milestones and new beginnings, of openings. We've opened the Rangiora Town Hall, the Oxford Town Hall, the Kaipoi Civic Centre, the Ashley Bridge, the Rangiora Hospital, $300 million worth of roading projects in that region. And what's really good is you look at the retail developments on the high streets, Kaipoi, Rangiora and Oxford, and you see the vibrancy of those high streets coming back to life, and it's great for the people of Waimakariri. And I would also like to acknowledge and take this point in reflection at the end of 2015 and to reflect and say thank you to all parties in this House for their continued support of Canterbury. It's been a tough few years for Canterbury, but if you take one thing like the Rangiora Hospital, that's part of a $900 million hospital rebuild, the largest rebuild we've ever seen in the history of New Zealand. And it's because of the support of members from all around the side of this House. If we look at the regeneration bill that's going through at the moment, moving us from the response stage to recovery into regeneration. I would also like to pause and reflect, Mr Speaker. Recently we commemorated the 5-year anniversary of the first earthquakes. We call it the Christchurch earthquakes, it's the Canterbury earthquakes, and a town of my electorate, Kaipoi, was hardest hit in the September 4th earthquake. The town was decimated, residents lost over 1,000 houses, and it's great to see that town getting back up on its feet. But as we start 2016, our thoughts will be focused on the 5th year anniversary of the devastating and fatal earthquakes of February the 22nd. And our thoughts will go with the family and friends of those who lost ones they loved at that time. On saying that, Mr Speaker, there's a lot to be proud about in Canterbury as it gets back up on the feet and it rebuilds. And it's great to see all the activity down in Canterbury, because what we're doing is building the best new small city in the world. And a big shout out to the Canterbury rugby team who won the ITM Rugby Championship this year, cementing what is Canterbury being the best rugby region in the world. Of course, we should acknowledge the All Blacks for winning the Rugby World Cup, and I don't know how we're going to be able to replace Dan and Richie. But my last thanks, Mr Speaker, goes to New Zealanders, the hard-working New Zealanders. They're the ones in 2015 that returned this country to surplus, gave us the best GDP growth that's the envy of all other OECD countries, and of course the highest workforce participation rate. So on behalf of all the 2014 new intake, thank everyone for their support, our EAs, electoral agents, all parliamentary staff. We're renewed, energised, enthusiastic, and we're looking forward to getting back for another great year in 2016. Thank you.